You know, oftentimes when it comes to gaming, everybody wants to talk about the games that are coming out, what the developers have said, how they're treating their audiences, what they're putting in their games versus what they're not putting in their games when it comes to any sort of political rhetoric. But in this case, we're going to talk about hardware and how a gaming PC company out there has just got exposed for probably one of the biggest consumer, trust issues that I think I've probably seen in a while. So if you guys are unaware of this, NZXT, which is a gaming PC company that does parts and things like that, cases and so on and so forth, they have been basically exposed by a channel called Gamers Nexus, which I've been subscribed to them for a little while now because I really like their breakdowns because I feel like they're a channel that makes me a more informed consumer when, you know, it's time to go out and go buy from certain companies. And the fact of the matter is this hour-long release that they did over what I believe is the NZXT Flex program is absolutely insane. So if you guys are unaware of this, I'm going to leave the links for the Gamers Nexus video down below. You guys need to go watch that. He does an hour-long breakdown, and here we're going to cover a very, very short version of everything that they covered in that video, and we're going to go over that. It was written over here by Insider Gaming, and then also share some other things because I was very seriously looking at NZXT for a computer at one point in time, and one of my friends even bought an NZXT computer based off of another friend of ours recommendation from YouTubers that he followed. So this is kind of a crazy story. Let's get into this and let's go over all of this. So over here on Insider Gaming, NZXT is reviewing claims following scam allegations. And it was a pretty hefty allegation. So NZXT, the popular manufacturer and distributor of PC parts and peripherals, has posted a message on social media stating it's actively reviewing the situation concerning recently made allegations. In a video posted on YouTube, Gamers Nexus spent an hour walking viewers through a predatory computer scam, slamming the company with claims of straight up lies. And you can see here in the words where they are putting the parentheses up, right? Gamers Nexus opened up the video by saying it had terminated a $23,000 ad campaign that NZXT had queued up for Q4. So these guys are putting their money where their mouth is. If this is a company that they were working with, taking ad dollars from, they have definitely stepped up to the plate. Okay, so the NZXT scam claims surface. The hour-long video posted by Gamers Nexus opens with an immediate claim that the computer rental scheme recently started by NZXT is a complete scam. With a fancy graph, the team highlighted that a $2,000 worth of PC parts would cost you around $15,540 over 5 years, with zero ownership at the end of that window when using the rental scheme. Okay, Gamers Nexus also performed some comparisons and found that the difference between buying and renting a PC from NZXT will often leave the consumer shortchanged. For instance, it was shown that by buying a particular PC would reward the consumer with an RTX 4090 in the build, but renting that same PC would give them the RTX 4080 Super. In a feature-length breakdown, Gamers Nexus revealed the NZXT specifications are misleading, their customer support function sends them to dead links, and the price of the rental was jacked up without warning. Now, I don't want to go into much more. They do cover a little bit more, but I really don't, because you guys need to go watch the Gamers Nexus breakdown. These guys are there for consumer protections. They do a lot of videos for consumer protections. So let's go over here. NZXT over here on Twitter made this post, and they said, or X, they said, to the NZXT community, we've heard your concerns. Okay, we are aware of the recent claims made against us and are actively reviewing the situation. Rest assured, this is very strangely, they're actively reviewing this situation. Oh, okay, there's not a whole lot to review. Again, go watch the Gamers Nexus video. the information provided there. They even go over the legal contract by bringing a lawyer in. Okay, so by actively reviewing this situation, that's legal speak for saying, oh crap, we got caught. I think that's exactly what this is. It's I mean, speculation on my part. But again, when you break something down like this to the point where there's NZXT is wide open for people to come in and commit fraud on other people's behalves because of some of the practices that they're doing and how one of their systems failed when it came to identification verification. Go watch the Gamers Nexus video. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. Okay. So going over here to NZXT, their actual website, you see this is their NZXT Flex program, right? And you've got the player 1 flex, then the player 2 flex, and here's the player 3 flex. And this is why this is interesting to me. This is $179. So I am currently, with the computer that I'm using right now, I'm on a payment plan through Affirm. At the end of that payment plan, I get to own my computer, right? That is a big thing. Let's see if I can find what is NZXT Flex. So it's free to be flexible, no sweat gaming, in with the new, show off the PC, right? And they say that they're going to upgrade you, okay? And one of the things that they say here in their text is that they are not, again, go watch the Gamers Nexus video. They are not, this is not a rent to own program. This is, you're strictly renting this. So for $179 a month, you're going to rent this computer here, right? So I went down and I was like, okay, well, I want to check this. I want to see what are some of the specs here for $179 a month, which is comparable to what I'm paying. And you get the Intel Core i7 13700KF and the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4070 Ti. Okay, so for the same price, and then 32 gigabytes of memory and a 1 terabyte of M.2 SSD. Here's what's so crazy is my computer costs the same. I have a better CPU in my computer. I have actually the same graphics card, and I have a lot more memory, like a lot more memory. And this here, they're saying, oh, you know, you can test it at ultra high textures with 1080. My computer can handle more than that. And here's the thing, this is just rent to rent. There is no ownership here. So how does the NZXT Flex subscription work? That's what I was trying to find. NZXT Flex allows you to pay a monthly fee for your gaming PC. You can cancel whenever you like and return your PC. That's weird language. Again, they covered that. Oh, sorry, the screen got off center there. I'll pull this back and try to fit it on the screen for everyone. Okay, with no hidden fees. We send you a shipping label prepaid on us, and you return the PC in the original packaging. This is not a rent-to-own program, as you receive a lifetime warranty, which makes no sense because it's their product. If it breaks, they need to fix it. Okay, and regular refresh upgrades every 2 years. So several years ago, I started following NZXT and looking at them because there were a lot of channels out there boasting about their products. Even friends of mine have said that they've actually bought parts from them in the past, notably some cases that they made, and they seem to be a fairly trustworthy company. Now, one of my friends actually ended up ordering an NZXT computer and this was during the pandemic and stuff when parts supply were short, and he saved up his money. He had all the cash he wanted for the computer, and he went and did a build on NZXT, and he goes, holy crap, they have all of the parts. And he had the money sitting there. He saved his money up for like a year and a half or something like that to get this thing. And he bought it, and it's just never quite worked right. And then eventually the GPU went down and took the motherboard with it, and he had to do a warranty claim. That process seemed okay, but now the computer crashes all the time. And it seems to be a GPU issue. And I kept telling him, he kept saying, man, if I would have just built my own, he's like, I don't think I would have had these problems. I'm like, well, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't blame the company. They're probably, above board. They have a pretty good reputation. Stupid me, I didn't know they were doing something like this, right? So right here, they're saying for 2 years, you can spend this amount of money, right? You can spend this amount of money for 2 years and you can just not own the PC. Not only that, but you also put a bunch of information and stuff on that PC. So if you send it back to them with all of your information on it, there's some weird things in the clauses that they're doing. This company is absolutely predatory, and I had no idea. Gamers Nexus did the world a favor with this by showing people and telling people what to avoid as a consumer. A lot of people are getting into gaming PCs because console prices are getting higher and higher and PC prices are getting lower and lower. And eventually you're going to be able to get a really decent gaming PC for the same price that you would get a console. I mean, that's just where the market's going. And to sit here and say, oh, if you don't have the money right now, you can just rent it from us, pay an exorbitant amount of cost for this PC and never own it. When the funny thing is that even though a lot of these people, like Gamers Nexus said, they don't like credit. They're like, don't put anything on credit if you don't have to. Well, my wife and I, we did. You know, we like playing games together, and we did put a couple of computers on credit. But that's because that fits into our budget a lot easier than saving up the money and spending, you know, larger chunks of money all at once. But that's our financial situation. The concern here is that, at least with us, we get to own our computers. We do have warranties on them. They're not lifetime warranties because no company offers a lifetime warranty. But NZXT is obviously just renting this. What's so insane about this is how many people were lured into a false sense of security, who were scammed out of their money. They could own their own computers right now, and it would be cheaper for them to upgrade those computers over the course of time. How absolutely insane is that? In addition to that, they didn't go through the proper verification process. They don't do the proper verification process to make sure that you are who you are. Again, the Gamers Nexus video blew the doors open on this. And then for NZXT to come out and say, we heard you guys and we're reviewing. What do you mean you're reviewing it? This is something that you guys and your lawyers meticulously put together. What is there to review? You guys got caught red-handed putting out highly predatory practices and practices that are, I mean, God, just in violation of the consumer's trust. It's so insane. I sent this to my buddy who bought one of their computers, and he was like, dude, he goes, I can't prove that they're doing anything, below board in their other areas. He goes, but my computer just has never worked right. He's like, I know I should have just built it myself. And he's like, but man, if they're treating people like this with their rental builds, he goes, I wonder how they're treating people with their purchasable builds. And that's kind of a good point. It's like, because usually when companies are doing something wrong in one area and treating their customers a certain way in one area, they tend to do it in another area. Now, the reason that I'm covering this is because I think that outside of just tech channels, this word needs to get out. This needs to get out, get put in the hands of gamers out there, of people out there, so that this is a massive violation. And not only that, but I think everybody needs to raise their voices about this and say, these are not practices that we want to have. Rental computers should not become a thing that we just accept in our lives. Again, this is something that if more companies see this and more companies decide to do it and they want to keep doing these harsh practices where they can just rake in the money and then they basically get the price for the computer and then just rake you over the coals for the computer, or then keep your data and can probably sell it. I mean, it is wild what's in this contract. Everybody needs to share this message, whether it's sharing. I think you share the Gamers Nexus video. If it's not their style, tell one of your favorite YouTubers to cover it. Hey, watch the Gamers Nexus video. This message needs to get out. We talk about gamers need to get used to just not owning their games. This is gamers need to get used to just not owning their computers or their consoles, because that's exactly where this crap is going to go. And I just don't view that as ethical. Taking people's money and not transferring any ownership to them, literally giving them no value. I just don't think that that's ethical. I don't think that's something that we should be doing. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Please find the Gamers Nexus video. Share it with somebody. You don't have to share my video. It'd be really cool if you wanted to share this video, but you don't have to. But it would be really awesome if you got out there and spread this message and said, man, I didn't know any of this was going down. Make people who are into building PCs who might not know about this, let them know what's going on. So that way they know what to watch out for. So that way when somebody says, hey, I heard about this computer rental thing and I'm looking to get into computer rental, you don't just go, that's kind of weird. And they go, no, it's great. You can go, no, it's not great. Take this information and use it to warn people. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This was an absolutely wild story to have break. I'm so grateful that, like I said, the Gamers Nexus channel decided to bust this can of worms wide open, because consumers, customers, we just keep losing our rights to the stuff that we used to have. And it's cool to see people out there fighting for it. But I guess if we don't fight for it as well, do we deserve to keep the rights that we used to have? So thank you all so much for checking out A Drink with Crazy. I absolutely appreciate you guys. And if you want to see my thoughts on some other subjects, I've got videos popping up right now on the channel. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. And until next time, cheers, everybody. No, it's not vodka, it's water.